Hey guys, what is up? Mike here. Thanks for tuning in to another video. In this video, I'm going to talk about what it takes for you to achieve the things that you want, for you to achieve those goals that you set out for yourself, for those things that you are thinking about. What does it take to achieve those things? And it all comes down to a steady, consistent, and persistent grind. I call it the internal grind. A lot of us get it mixed up because we're grinding and we're moving and things aren't happening fast enough, and you get frustrated and you bounce to another idea and you bounce to something else. You're like, maybe this career path is not what I need to be doing. And so you kind of spin your wheel and so forth, and you get into this rut of, I don't know where I'm going. I watch a lot of, I was watching some Gary Vaynerchuk videos, and he speaks to these millennials, 25, 27, and he's like, you guys got time, because these millennials don't know what they want to do. And they're in a rut, and they're not where they think they need to be. And so Gary Vaynerchuk will say things like, he preaches patience all the time. You need patience, patience, patience. And that's actually a truth principle. The problem is he's not pushing them to move fast internally, which a lot of other mentors that I watch online preaches. Ed Mylett preaches, you gotta move fast. You gotta be moving. Grant Cardone, 10X, you have to move with massive levels of action. The problem is both are right. You need patience, but you need to move internally, and I'll explain what I'm talking about. Because I deal with a lot of folks, in my circle, in the education space that I'm teaching UI, UX design, and we all want something, right? A lot of the folks that I speak with, they either want to increase their pay, get another job. A lot of them want to move into UI and UX, want to land a job in this field. They're moving from a different field. Some of them are, they don't have a job and they just want to land their first job in this particular industry that they love. And when things aren't moving fast enough, it can get frustrating, right? And I talked about this in another video, that everything of value comes with time. It takes time to achieve those things. Nothing of value will happen, in a blink of an eye. All right, so you have to put in a little work, and we all have to play by those rules. So you got to just understand that. But here's the thing. You got folks like Gary Vaynerchuk saying patience, and you have folks like Ed Mylett and Grant Cardone saying you have to move massive levels of action is what it takes for you to achieve success. Both are right. And what I mean, what I feel is this: you have to present yourself with patience to the outside world, all right? Meaning you don't want to grip. You don't want to stress every time someone sees you and your friend comes by and you're not as successful as they are because you haven't hit yet. Your opportunity hasn't come yet. You have to present yourself with patience, but internally, right? After you come back from that baseball game, after you come back from that movie, after you come back from that concert, after you come back from that party, right? When you go home and you go into your lab and that's your time to go to work, that's when you have to move with 10X action. That's when you have to put on your glasses, put on your lab coat, get into the lab and go to work, right? So the analogy that I like to use is like, you have a big room, garage or something, and it's really messy, right? And friends are coming over and they say, you know what, Mike, your house is pretty messy. And I'm like, you know what, I'm working on it. Let's go to the movies, right? And so when I come home from from the movies, I'm working on cleaning my house, right? The next week, my friends come over and like, man, your house is still dirty, right? Like, I'm working on it. Let's go to the concert. I come back from the concert and I go to work and I'm cleaning the house. What they don't see in the background, they just see the front of the house and it's dirty and it's messy. They don't see that I'm chipping away at it in the back, right? So I'm starting to clean. Every night I come home, I'm grinding on getting the house clean or getting that room clean. A few weeks go by, the room still looks messy, right? They don't know where I'm halfway done because I'm slow and steady grinding. But to them, I'm not stressing, I'm not gripping, I'm not trying to put a square in a round hole, right? So that's what happens is when the job offer is not coming fast enough, when the recruiters aren't reaching out to you, sometimes you can grip. You know what, Mike, you still don't have that, John, you still don't have that new job. You still, you know, you've been talking about this, but you still don't have that business off the ground, right? It doesn't matter. Present yourself with patience, but know internally you're grinding when you have that free time. What you don't want to do is take an advice from like Gary Vaynerchuk and say you have patience, go home and you're watching movies and you're saying, you know what, in due time it will come. No, you have to grind. You have to move with 10x action. So the first step is understanding if you don't know what you want to do, you don't have the desire to and you don't have an idea of what that goal looks like at the end, you need to bust your butt at home and work towards that. All right? So every free time, you cannot go to the movies at that point. You want to sit at home and focus on what you need to be doing in order to set, you know, set a flag at that particular goal and what I want to achieve. I want to be a UI UX designer. I want to be a real estate agent. I want to be a doctor. I want to be an attorney. I want to be a piano player. I want to be a guitarist. I want to be an architect. Whatever it may be, set that in stone first. Don't present yourself with patience and figuring out what you want to do. Eventually, you can change those goals as you go, but you need to set something first because you want to start. Once you get that, now you can be slow and steady grinding towards that goal, right? And eventually, when your friend comes over and they see, you know, been seeing for weeks, for months that your house is dirty. Now they come back and they're like, man, your house is, how did you get this, right? It looks clean, it's complete, right? Like, how did Mike get a house that's so clean? You know what? He's lucky, you know, but they don't know that you were working for weeks. You've been working for months. You've been slow and steady grinding, but you've been presenting yourself with patience. So they don't see that you're gripping and you're stressed out all the time and you're, you know, you enjoy yourself. Enjoy the process. But know whenever you get back home, you put on that lab coat and you're working, right? I'm working on you know, I've been working with a lot of folks, you know, and really finding out how long it takes to really build a strong portfolio, right? It takes time. You have to grind slow and steady towards building your portfolio. And guess what? It's not going to happen within a week. You know, you want 6 to 8 strong projects within your portfolio. It's going to take months. It's going to take a year, right? But slow and steady, you're going to get 2 up there. You're going to get 3 and 4. And you're going to be slow and steady grinding towards building your portfolio. Soon, you're going to have a nice portfolio, and recruiters and hiring managers and you know, peers and so forth will look at you and say, man, you have a nice body of work. And that's when, you know, the things will pay off. And then you continue to work from there. But the point here is don't grip. Present yourself with patience, but know internally you're grinding at a 10x level, but it's slow, it's steady, persistent, and consistent each and every night. You do those things, guaranteed you will reach those things that you set out for. Anyway, hopefully this was motivational to you, this inspired somebody, and you can apply one of these nuggets to what you do throughout the week in hopes that you can move quicker and move more steadier, and, you know, present yourself with patience and not stress out over you not reaching your goals fast enough. It will come in due time. All right. Anything of value takes time to achieve. Anyway, hit me up in the comments below if you have any questions. Visit my site, ML UX Academy, if you want to learn more about UI and UX design. If you want to become a UI UX designer, I teach that at my site. You can click on that link right there. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.